Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So we are starting off today with part 39, and like I told you guys in the previous videos, I'll be doing it according to how she did it. But I wanted to actually do like do it hourly, like hourly video, but it's a lot of hassle, and plus I need to consider my head. I'm wearing earplug. It tends to give me headache when I use it for long, so I need to be giving myself breaks intermittently. So that's why I'll be doing them in parts. So while I'm uploading in parts, I also arrange it hourly, but that takes a lot of time to upload. So whenever I finish uploading them, I'll start releasing them the hourly one, so that you guys, those that want it. So yeah, this is part 39. Of course, if you've not watched this part, you need to go check
part 39 of How I Married a Man That Didn't Exist. During our conversation, when he got back, he told me that he had gotten a lot of advice from his sobriety program brothers. He decided he was moving up to Orlando at this point. He said that he had talked to the owner of the company of the job he had up there, which was a windows and door company. He worked at this company when he was in the program the last time he was up there, and that the owner was giving him his job back and had hired him. He said he was going to be staying in Amber and Joe's spare bedroom. I was like, so these people are just going to let you stay in their house for free? And he was like, well, we have an agreement that once I start working and I start making money, I'll pay them a little something. And I thought that was stupid, considering you have a whole ass house here in which we have bills at, and that...
Let's get something clear. The way she's speaking here, it seems as if she believed what he told her, that he's gonna get somebody that we already established that he cannot work to save himself. He doesn't know how to make money. He's been dependent on people that he does not know how to make money. It's obvious he's going back. Maybe he's going back to that the other lady he was squatting with then, that threw him out. I guess he's going back. I'm beginning to think that the man likes to change women. I think he doesn't know how to stay with one woman for long. So
those resources need to be going to. And you're going to be living in a stranger's house, well, a stranger to me, and giving them money. Like, make it make sense. And I told him, I said, there's work in this area. Like, why don't you stay here? You could find a job. I don't understand. And he was like, I'm tired. I don't want to work in construction. There's nothing out there for me. So it was just like, it was a struggle. Mind you, I was emotionally drained. Like, it felt like I was fighting to just take my next breath at this point. So I threw a fit. I told him he was completely selfish to move hours away from his family, and that we needed him there. He didn't do much, but he did take the girls to the bus stop. And honestly, being a single parent of children that are not yours is taxing. And I say that in the most loving way. And the only reason I say it like that is because those were his children and he should have been there parenting with me. I consider them my daughters. But for the sake of really giving the picture of what the hell he was about to do, you're leaving me with your kids? So I was like,
just imagine a man like that, a man that's willing to up and leave his children with a wife that he just married, that he met not so long. Imagine that kind of man. What do you expect from that kind of man towards you? You think he will have a sense of responsibility or love or care towards you? People need to understand that the way somebody treats people in general, that's who they are. I've been saying that. And like, because she's so good natured, she's still expecting good from this man. By this time, she should already know that this person, he has entered the land of no return. He doesn't care. Like, his conscience has been seared.
Literally just got married.
Doesn't have
like,
any
it has been
anymore.
A few weeks at this point, and this was insane. So he said this was the best opportunity for us to save money so we could get to Connecticut. He said that he didn't want to be in Florida anymore, and the faster we save up this money, the faster that we can all get out and we can create this beautiful life in Connecticut. We could be around their other family. He just really tried to sell it. I was still protesting. I'm like, I don't care. I was like, I'll take on a third job if it means having you here. Like, don't you understand? So he said that it wasn't up for discussion and he was going. I really started seeing a much different side of him. You have to remember, like I said, there were cracks before, But there was still intense love bombing there, and things had not been as bad as they were progressing to be at this point. He said that was final. When he puts his mind to something, you can't talk him out of it. I felt like I was having an out-of-body experience, truly. I felt so disoriented to the day, to the time. I felt like, I can't describe to you how I felt. How could he abandon me alone with his children and his mother and run away? I had moved my entire life over here. I had literally left my career in Fort Lauderdale, 2 full-time jobs, left my apartment, and moved 2.5 hours west where I knew nobody but him. So I said, are you still going to North Carolina with me? Remember, my father is still sick at this point. We had been planning to go to North Carolina for my birthday to see my dad. And his reply, I'll think about it. I don't know. I don't think so. I lost it. In that moment, it was almost as if his eyes glazed over. I was looking at a different man. That's not the man I married. The man I married had a lot of problems, upset me, lied, betrayed. But I didn't know the man I married to be cruel like this. It was really scary watching that transition happen in that moment when I was already in such an emotionally heightened state. I told him, I said, you promised me we would drop everything and go. He was cold and he didn't care. I said, you promised my dad you'd take care of me. You made a lot of promises to a lot of people. And it didn't matter. So it's important to note that during this time, he was still supposed to be going to detox. He decided he'd rather go to the hospital instead, but he never went. This was constant. I can't even give you a timeline of exactly when these conversations were happening, exactly when this fighting was occurring, because it was so frequent. He would get our hopes up. Okay, I'm gonna go. Maybe he would pretend he was going, and then he literally just never would. And it was always tomorrow. He also said that once he got this job, he'd be back working with people he knew, and that he'd be working all day and wouldn't have time to drink. That's literally what he said. I felt defeated, unheard, betrayed, but mostly I felt abandoned. I asked when he was leaving. He told me the Sunday morning right after my birthday, which was Saturday. So the week went on, and I felt like a shell, still seeking comfort from the man who was killing me.
Wow.
I still craved to be in his arms. I still craved to have him hold me and comfort me. And after seeing his eyes change like that, and it scared me so much, I was trying to do everything possible to find some sort of softness left. I didn't know where else to find comfort. And I thought if I stayed quiet enough, and if I behaved enough, and if I went along with what he wanted, he would be soft with me. And maybe my anxiety wouldn't eat me up like it was. More money, more beer, more excuses. For my 32nd birthday last year, I didn't ask for much. I never do. All I really wanted was a home-cooked meal. I wanted to be with my family at home, and I wanted to spend time with the girls. One of the girls was grounded at the time. She had been in trouble for some bad grades. And like I said, their grandmother was pretty strict, but I had convinced her to let her come out of like being grounded to spend my birthday with me.
Imagine the mother being strict with her grandchildren. It's just so ironic. But the one she birthed, normally Parents tend to be strict with their children, then they're not more lenient with the grandbabies. That's the way we see it happen. You will not be wondering, is this the same parent that brought me up? Do you get? But in this case, it's the other way around. Because I don't think she was ever strict with her son. It shows in everything he's doing. He feels entitled. He feels like everybody owe him something. Like he does not owe anybody anything. He feels like he can get away with everything. People like that, that the way they were trained, they got everything they wanted whenever they wanted it. This is a result of it. And the way she's telling the story is getting scarier. Like as I'm listening to her talk, I'm like, wow. So we are getting a front view. No, we are hearing from the horse's mouth. People that go through experience with a narcissist. This is what it feels like. This person is unaliving you silently, but yet you are still craving love and attention from this person. Like, this is the most scariest part for me. Like, in my head, I was okay, so this is what this we usually go through. You hear the story, you wonder, but why did you stay? It's so easy for us to ask that kind of question. But hearing her narrate it, man, it's actually scary. And I feel so much for her.
And to play Uno, like that's literally what I wanted. I asked well in advance, probably like a week or two in advance, that I wanted a handwritten letter from Rob. I knew he didn't have the financial means to do anything else, and I didn't need anything else. I didn't want anything else. One thing about me, girlies, anything I require, I can provide. I've always been like that. If I wanted it, if I needed it, I could get it for myself. It's never been about material things. I wanted to hang on to something. I wanted a letter to know that he still loved me and that there was still hope for this. So the morning of my birthday came, and all day I patiently waited. I had given him plenty of time, like I said, because I didn't want an excuse. So the family hung out and chilled all night. And then we played the game. We had dinner. He cooked on the grill. We had a cake. I'm going to insert a picture. And the date ended, and I gathered enough courage to ask him about my present, my letter. He said that he hadn't written it, that he would write it while he was away because then he would have time to do it. He wasn't doing anything all day long, as always. He would bring it the next time he came to visit. Imagine that, coming to visit your home with your wife in it and your children. My heart was broken. This man who showed me in the most beautiful words that he loved me in the beginning and love bombed the fuck out of me.
Did you guys hear what she said? This man who showed me in the most beautiful words. So he's been like that from beginning. No? Let's be honest. He always has been like that in the beginning. It was just words, and no action. Somebody that abandoned his children with his mother. That should be even the first red flag. Why is this man leaving his children with his mother? When he's alive and well, he has two hands, two eyes.
No longer had any words to spare. Not even a sentence. After everything that I held beautiful in his life. This was the day that my spirit started to crack. Part 40 tomorrow.
Oh, guys, I feel for her. Just imagine expecting so much from somebody that doesn't have anything to give. Let's be honest. The man didn't have anything to give. You can't give what you don't have. Like, it's not possible. He doesn't have it. He was trying to coerce her initially to get her to buy into his fake love. And when she has bought into it, he now relaxed. He started to show her his real. No, even though he has always been himself, just that she has been expecting so much from him. And I don't blame her. She loves with her whole heart and being. I really wish that people that love deeply would miss people like themselves. Well, we are in the world. See you guys in part 40.